All right, new episode of the Danny Beal Show coming at you right now. We have three of my Bird Dog teammates. We have Cam Masterman, Steven DiTomaso, and Elias Stevens. Three guys that I've really gotten close with over these last 4 months playing in Kinston. A little bit of a longer episode, but it's well worth the listen. Really good conversations. I mean, we talk about a lot of stuff, whether it's indie ball, professional baseball. Cam played for the Athletics, and a couple other aspects of life. Talk about baseball burnout. Talk about a lot of stuff. It's really, really good. If you're a high schooler or even an adult with kids that are playing the game. Fun listen, fun interview, and one of the best ones I think I've done on this show, to be quite honest with you guys. But hope you guys enjoy, and let's go. All right, welcome back. Another episode of the Danny Beal Show. A couple interesting guests, a couple guys you've never heard of, but now teammates of mine that have been so gracious to come and spend a little bit of time with us on the show today. But we have Cam Masterman, who's virtual. We have Elias Stevens. We have Steven DiTomaso. But, guys, appreciate you coming on the show and hanging out with us.
No
Absolutely.
problem. Pleasure.
Cam, how you doing, buddy?
Everything's good, man. Just enjoying being back home right now. I miss you guys big time, but wish I was there.
Yeah, we miss you too. But Cam, I guess the easiest way to do this is just introduce yourself and kind of tell us a little bit about your background, and then we'll let the other two idiots introduce themselves as well, and we'll start the conversation.
All right, so I went to University of Louisville for 5 years. Was there from 2017 until 2022. After that, I played with the Oakland A's organization, signed as a free agent. I was with them for 3 years, and then after that, joined the Downey's Bird Dawgs. That's where I met you guys. But had a great career, a lot of cool accomplishments. Met some great guys. Played with a lot of draft picks, a lot of guys that are in the show right now. So it's been a real pleasure playing.
Fun fact about Cam, he actually beat the Pirates in 2019, and he quite often let me know about it. But Cam, thanks for being on the show, brother.
Of course. I'm glad to be here. But yeah, that was 2019. We whooped you guys. I think we scored.
All right, yeah, we don't have to get into it. We don't have to talk about it. That's all right.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, E, why don't you introduce yourself and tell a little bit about your story?
Yeah, so Elias Stevens from St. Louis, went to Maryville University. It's a smaller private D2 in the St. Louis area, 15 minutes from my house. And then after that, I played with the Gateway Grizzlies in the Frontier League for a couple weeks, filling in for a visa issue. And then that kind of propelled me into the Frontier League draft workout. And that's how I ended up here with Downey's Bird Dawgs.
Heck yeah! Thanks for coming on the show, Big E.
Absolutely.
All right, Steve, you're up, buddy.
All right. My name's Steven DiTomaso. I am originally from Haddonfield, New Jersey. I played 5 years at George Washington University in the heart of Washington, D.C. We played the Pirates my senior year.
Didn't go as well for you guys as it did for Louisville, huh?
Unfortunately not, no. Tough opening weekend for me, especially.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's okay, But, after GW, I took about a year off and just trained, waiting to see if I was going to, play professionally, and got a text from the Downey's Bird Dawgs out of nowhere. And, it's been a great experience, and thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, I picked you three specifically, obviously, because I love you guys, and we've gotten super close over the last 3 or 4 months. But we're each in like a different walk and stage in our career right now. Like me and Steve are similar because we're relatively straight out of college. You got to play in the Frontier before you came to the Bird Dogs, and then Cam, you've been kind of in it for a while with obviously the A's and stuff, and then getting to play with us this year. But I think it'll be cool when we start like talking about this whole thing, just different perspectives and stuff on everything, and obviously different walks of our life and stuff like that. But I think the first thing, how did we all get here? Like, I don't. It's like it's easy to say that, but like in all seriousness, how like our journey's all different. Obviously, you said you got a random text. It was the same kind of thing with me. Like I was at a workout and I got a text from Brett, and it was just Brett's our manager. Fun fact, I'll tell this story real quick. Brett, good guy, actually getting a kidney transplant, so hopefully everything goes well for him. Praying for him. But he, if you guys remember, and you've probably seen it like 10-ish years ago, his dad was a manager for the Braves and the Braves affiliate. He's the psychopath that was taking the bases and walking off the field and throwing the rosin bag like it was a grenade, and like kicking dirt all over the plate, like literally a psychopath. But that's our manager's dad. So if you can imagine, if you've been to Bird Dog game this year, he's a character and lets us have it sometimes. But we got a text from Brett. I'm assuming it's the same kind of thing for you too, E?
Actually, no. For me, it was a pretty wild path. So went through the whole off season training, and I always was confident that I had the skill to play in this league, but really getting in contact with people was always a struggle. Like people, whether or not they didn't get back or you just couldn't find a spot, people were full. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to this workout. Originally, I was supposed to be with the Grizzlies in my hometown and live at home, but that kind of fell through. Went there, he drafted some other people, and that's where the Bird Dogs picked me up, and it seemed to kind of work out pretty good.
Sure did. Cam, what was it like? I mean, first of all, the draft is a cool opportunity just because I know a couple guys that found homes through that too. But Cam, what was it like for you getting to Kinston, North Carolina? Yeah, lovely Kinston, North Carolina.
Yeah, so it was the middle of the 2024 season, and I got released by the A's. And I was kind of on the fence of playing or not. Didn't really know what to do because it was the first time where I was kind of just on my own. Going back home, I was like, oh, shoot, what's going to happen now? So I took a few months off. Was kind of on the fence still, and then I got an email from Brett, and he was just asking if I was still a free agent. And I responded like, hell yeah, I am. And so we got on the phone call, and it was pretty straightforward. He was just like, hey, you want to come play for me? You'll be our starting left fielder, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And I was like, hell yeah, man, sign me up. So that's how I ended up out there. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. I really had a great time being there. Just playing the game, man, that's just what it comes down to, is like the love and passion of the game. Just do it for as long as you can. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And I think it's been cool because I think when we get into from high school to college, it's like, all right, obviously the plan is to get drafted.
Yeah.
And then when we're getting later into college, it's like, all right, is it still a possibility? And then we wait, and then it doesn't happen. And it's never anybody's plan to play any ball, I don't think. But I know all of us have only played in a short amount of time, but I don't think, I mean, at least me personally, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, this has been an awesome opportunity, and to be able to meet you guys and hang out with you guys, along with all of the other guys on our team too, like the Latins and all this crazy stuff that they do, but all the other guys we've met, I think has been like an invaluable experience.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just think you learn a lot about yourself too. It's a lot different grind. In college you play, midweek, and then some games on the weekends. You got a lot more downtime, but I mean now it's every day.
Yeah.
And it's a grind, figuring out your routine, staying healthy, staying positive. Most cases we're all far away from home.
Yeah, that's about to say.
That's the biggest grind.
Mm-hmm.
Just staying positive and staying grounded.
I was about to say, I got lucky because I'm 20 minutes from where I went to school, 30 minutes from where I went to school. For a lot of you guys, it's like, I want to talk about far from home, like knowing nobody and just getting dropped in a little city. Like, it's kind of intimidating, no?
For sure. Yeah. I think it was a really cool experience because I didn't know what to expect. And I think a lot of guys, like you said, like it's no one's plan to play any ball. And there's like an idea of it. Like going after college, I was like, yeah, like I don't really think
Mhm.
I'm gonna play indie ball. You
Yeah.
know, like if I don't get drafted or signed as a free agent, I'm just gonna
Call it.
corporate America it up. You know, like
Start the simulation.
yeah. So, yeah, it's been awesome. I think what he said about like finding your routine and the grind of it, it's much different from college because in college, like you don't have a choice of waking up at 6 a.m. for lifts or having
Everything's written out.
Yeah, like you know exactly what you're doing every single day, whereas you really control your own destiny completely in indie ball because you wake up whenever you want to wake up.
Yeah.
As long as you're up for the 7 p.m. game, you know. So like if you're not waking up for that, you have problems. But it's different to get your lifts in and to do everything and eat right when it's not like set up for you.
Yeah, I feel like it's in every way, shape, and form. It is on you. You get out what you put into it. But I think it's always interesting to hear people's perspectives too as you go throughout a season. And I'm glad we did this at the end of the season. Now that we've kind of had, I mean, we've only got a week and a half left to kind of get your guys' perspective on the Bird Dogs, the way they run things. But like in totality, like the travel that we've done, the play that we've had in terms of getting to play with guys and our performance and stuff. But what has it been like for all four of us, our first experience of the bus rides and the housing and the working out, the life that we live for the last 4 months, I guess.
I'd like to hear Cam kind of start it off. He's had the experience of it with affiliate ball and independent ball. So, I mean, what's your take on it?
Yeah, so on the affiliate side, the traveling is, you're a lot more localized to like your little region. So the bus rides, I think the longest bus ride I was on was maybe 8 hours. That was far for us,
Times three.
And with Bird Dogs, we were on the bus for, gosh, it was 18 hours at a time sometimes, these long trips, even more. But yeah, the affiliate side, it's super nice. I mean, in terms of the traveling, everything's more localized. The hotels and stuff, it's all the same. Like you still have one roommate on the road. You get to pick and choose who you want to be with. I think the biggest difference is just the food. They really, they really took care of you. At least like with us with Oakland, it was pre-game meal, post-game meal. It was, have a little snack area, like whatever you needed. They were kind of there to provide.
No chicken casserole in Arizona?
No chicken casserole. Although that did grow. I mean, that meal we had it.
Lubbock's does a good job.
What about the red hot dogs?
Oh,
Can't forget
yeah.
that.
Yeah, the hot dogs. That was interesting for sure. But no, indie ball's a grind, man. It really is. But like we had a great group of guys. I think that made the traveling a lot easier. And we're all in it together. You know what I mean? So even though it was long off days and whatnot, I mean, I think I had more fun with you guys than I did on the affiliate side. You know what I mean? So, other than that, I mean, it's baseball. Baseball's the same. It's the same sport, same game. You might be taken care of a little bit easier, a little bit better, you make a little bit more money, but I mean, you still have a hell of a time playing indie ball.
That's one thing I've told a lot of people is like I feel like the suck of it all, like the miserability of the fact that we're going to be on the bus for 20 hours and you have nowhere to go besides be with you guys, or like. Yeah, we're in a no-name town in the middle of nowhere with nothing to do besides hang out with each other. I feel like that brings us closer together. Mm-hmm. And I know, Cam, I've talked to you about this. That Canada trip, for everybody that doesn't know, we were in Canada for like 2 weeks. That Canada trip, if we don't go on that or if we're not like with each other all the time, I don't know if us four, and especially you and me, are as nearly as close as we are without that trip. I mean, that trip was, we played like crap, but like it was still so much fun to be able to go literally to Canada and just do whatever we want and get to hang out with everybody and experience new places and do new things.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That was, that was probably the furthest trip I've ever had to take. But it was one of the most fun, like how you said it. We all got along pretty well. And like, we have so much downtime in a foreign country. Don't know, they're not even speaking English really there. So it was just all of us together. Getting around and whatnot. But man, that was fun. I would, if we can go on that trip 10 times, I'll go on it 10 more times. You know what I mean? Like
Sure will.
If we go on a Canada trip again, sign me up. I'm in.
It was honestly like a little mini vacation in a way because we were walking the streets, landmarks, really cool restaurants, and going to some cool little like hole-in-the-wall bars. After the games, hole-in-the-wall restaurants, like the burger joint that was open 24
place was
hours.
Unbelievable.
That was great. And then, granted, some of us we spent a lot of money on that trip.
Yeah,
but
well,
it was kind of nice to see the
par for the
conversion
course.
rate go back, and you're like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah, I think the memories are what will like. Yeah, the fact that we spent our entire paycheck in Quebec. That's all right though, because you can't get those moments back.
Yeah, you can't.
But
Quebec's a sick city too.
that's what I feel like. That's what literally.
Yeah, Quebec.
Yeah, like the bars were sick, and like the crowd was awesome. The baseball was whatever. We lost 2 out of 3, like whatever it is. But be able to walk around and like go to like through the old time village, eat the breakfast place we went to was phenomenal. Like just the environment, and yeah, there weren't a lot of people that spoke English, but I kind of feel like that added to the lore of it.
Yeah.
I agree. I think I texted a bunch of my buddies right after that trip, and I was like, have you ever been to Quebec City? Because if not, get
Go.
a few of your friends and immediately go.
Yeah, dude,
Because it's
unreal.
like, it's an unbelievable
Yeah.
place. It feels like you're in Europe and just doing something really cool. So
I think and comparatively speaking, this is what I kind of wanted to get in with the travel too. Some of the places we stay are not the best. Shout out Brockton, but
Yeah. Whew.
like Brockton's not ideal. But compared to Quebec, like you're going like I've talked to a few people about this. Basically, Quebec is like the Yankees of our league. Like everybody hates them. They're always really, really good. They get the best players. They've had like the same core guys for like 5-6 years. Our hitting coach used to play in Quebec, and he was freaking Aaron Judge, I guess, in Quebec. But going there, they blow it out. We're staying at like a Delta Hilton on a hill where, like E said, like the downtown area with all the bars that are right around the corner. There's a nice burger joint. There's really nice restaurants, like 5 minutes walking distance, compared to when we go to Brockton. Now, the second trip was way better than the first, but the first trip, we're staying at this motel where the rooms smell like cigs. There's a Planet Fitness and one Boston bar right around the corner. That's it. We're playing. That was also in the midst, everybody, of our 11-game losing streak. So we got swept, and we were sleeping in cigarette-smelling covers. And it's like the give and take of like sometimes it's really, really nice, and sometimes, God, this is miserable.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of think too, like, wow, like you think about what other people are doing, and you know, indie ball is not luxurious by any
isn't.
means.
Sure isn't.
Neither is minor league baseball, really. But
It's changed over time for sure.
It has,
It's gotten
and
way better.
I feel like, you know, you meet people and they're like, oh, you play professional baseball, it's awesome. And then, or you see kids after the game, and they're like, oh, give me your gloves, can I
Yeah.
have your bat? And it's like, I need this.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
like-
get these for free.
I don't. Yeah, I think the outside viewpoint of us is a lot different than what it actually is.
Yeah. Perception is definitely because I feel like when they hear professional baseball, they all just kind of group it into one thing
Mhm.
without understanding it. But because like you hear like these random teams like the Biscuits or like the Trash Pandas, and it's like, oh, it's like just like the Bird Dogs. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
they're who's their affiliate, and it's like it's not actually how it is.
yeah, the understanding of professional baseball outside of like professional baseball players is very low. Like
Yeah.
one of my friends got signed out of the Frontier League last year, and he's from my hometown. So like I had people text me. He got signed by the Yankees. I had like multiple of my friends text me like, "Yo, John's on the Yankees now." I was like,
Sure
"No, he's not
You have
hitting
no
behind
clue.
Aaron Judge right now. He's in high A, but yes, he is playing with the Yankees. But the understanding of professional baseball is crazy.
Yeah, it is one of those things where you have to like I feel like have played or have a really good relationship with somebody that's been around it for a while to actually understand. Because I had the same thing happen. Like I had buddies that were like Trey Savage, everybody like got drafted in the first round, big deal, and they're like, oh my God, like he's gonna be playing with like Vladdy next year. And it's like that's not even remotely close to how that
Yeah.
works. Like he might actually this year, he might get called up, but it's like you just have no idea. But another thing is, me and Cam played at like relatively high end like universities. Louisville went to the College World Series. We were close a few times, but compared to you guys, and I'm not like demeaning George Washington
Yeah.
Maryville, but like, what was the transition like from a university like the universities like those to pro ball as opposed to us where Cam, I feel like ours was a much bigger. I mean, maybe not for you because you got to go to affiliate ball, but for me, it was a much bigger adjustment going from, like you said earlier, everything's written out. You get meals. The bus rides are nice because you get on a plane eventually. Like all this stuff is so much different compared to now, where it's like, whew, early on, you gotta adjust a little bit.
I think for me, honestly, the transition was. It wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy. The travel was similar in ways. The hotel is very similar, and the way everything was structured is pretty similar as well. My head coach was an indie ball guy,
Okay.
and I wouldn't say there's a ton of freedom, but it was more of, okay, here's the times. Lifting obviously was mandatory, but here's like optional hitting for the day. We're going to have early hitters. You show up, you get working, great. If you don't show up, like, it's a bad look on you.
Your career, not mine.
Yeah, your career, not mine.
Yeah.
Team practice, when it starts, like, you're expected to be ready to go. So I think that slight laid-back feel kind of prepared me for this.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Steve?
It was definitely, I would say I would say it's kind of similar to what you might have had at ECU.
Okay.
But not as, like, we weren't as catered to. So, like, we still had the plane rides. We still had the nice
Like ran
buses.
like a college program kind of
Yes.
thing. Okay.
But, and it was, I would say indie ball is just much more like you do whatever you want. You know?
Yeah,
like,
literally, yeah.
yeah. We didn't get, like, the nice meals as much at GW, I guess. Like, maybe you guys got fed at home all the time. I'm not sure if that's what it was. But, like,
Yeah.
we didn't really get fed at home like that. But on the road, like, we got fed nice meals.
Sure.
We ate well. So it was definitely an adjustment, but at the same time, I kind of loved the adjustment because I'm not a big, like, micromanage guy. I don't want everything to be like, oh, this is what you have to do here, 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 here. And then whereas indie ball, it's like,
You do what you want, brother.
whatever is going to make you the best player,
Do it.
do it.
Yeah.
So
As opposed to us, Cam. Like, I've only talked to Coach Godwin about Coach McDonald a few times, but they coach together, so I'm assuming they all come from somewhere in the same coaching tree.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if they're anywhere close to the same, it is really hard to adjust to the way they coach because they're really hard on you, for lack of a better phrase.
Oh,
So
yeah.
was it kind of the same thing for you as it was for me?
Yeah, so honestly, my first couple of years, it was before compliance kind of got a hold of like how many hours you can practice and
Oh,
whatnot.
yeah.
You know,
Oh,
Coach Mack, we were out there for 5-6 hours a day, every single day. But everything was structured to where we hit every single aspect of baseball in a single practice day. And each day was like a different routine of like bunt defense, base running, whatnot, whatever you want to, like, whatever he wanted to practice. But going from that kind of structure and taking private planes to the road games and never being on a bus really unless we're traveling like an hour down the street to Lexington. Going from that to pro ball, you still see the same things, but I felt like I was so prepared for pro ball when I was with the A's because we had already practiced. Like, it was ingrained in my system, all these different things that they were practicing with us on, like how to run the bases the right way, how to bunt, how to do all the X, Y's, and Z's of baseball. So my transition into pro ball was pretty easy. Like, on the weightlifting side, it was everything. They had eyes on you 24/7, what you were doing. And then when I got to indie ball, it was like how you guys are saying, it was all on your own. But since I had that structure of, having a routine and kind of like going through what a day is supposed to look like, it felt like, even though I was on my own, it felt like I still was getting my work done the right way.
And it's so – sorry, keep going.
I was going to say, so I feel like Coach Mack really kind of set the standard of like what pro ball is supposed to look like. We ran college as if we were an affiliate team, honestly. And so I really, I'm grateful for having him as my coach, even though, some days I might have hated him for the stuff we were doing and how long we were out there for. But in the end, man, it really propelled my career into what it became,
It's so funny that you say that because everybody that I have talked to that plays with, like, got the chance to play at the next level has said the exact same thing. If they did not have, it sucked in the moment, but if they did not have to learn the structure, learn the routine, learn how to go about a day the right way, like, they would not have been nearly successful right away in pro ball as they are pretty much. And I think it's important to note, like, it sucks in the moment, like that. We're not discounting that. Like you said, like being there for 7 hours a day and literally always being under control sucks. But in turn, you learn how to go about it the right way, and it proves down the road that you learn to be pretty good.
Yeah,
But
there's a reason why guys from big schools and all them, you see them playing on TV every single night because they have that structure and they know what it takes. And then guys that come from like smaller schools or indie ball, like, it's good for them because they can see how those guys work. You know what I mean? And it kind of just sets like a precedent. This is how it's done, and this is what success looks like. So
Yeah, I mean, even in college, like you said, you play with, I mean, Bobby, Bobby Miller, Reed Detmers,
Henry Davis,
Henry Davis,
all
like
these guys. Yeah,
Alex
man.
Pinellas.
Yeah, it's crazy looking back on the guys I played with. I mean, Henry was the 1-1 pick, and since day one he stepped on campus, man, it just looked different. You know, his work ethic, all this stuff. But having him around for a few years, it really set, like, he set his own standard for us to follow. And you know, looking back, I'm like, man, it's so cool getting to play with those guys, because now I get to watch them on TV, and I'm like, I know how you worked, and I know why you're there. You know what I mean? Versus like the regular fan that watches TV, they just see an 0 for 4 or a 4 for 4. You know, they just see the results, but they don't see the work that they put in to get there. So I think it's really cool and neat to just see these guys' careers unfold. And even like guys from other schools that you play with on summer ball teams and all that, like you can tell for sure where they come from and what their background is.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I literally we're going to go see the Guardians play next week because we're going to Cleveland, and Gavin's getting us tickets. And it's like I roomed with that guy when I was a freshman, and I knew how to go about it. And that guy was a first rounder. So it's like you learn over time how to go about it the right way. Same thing with Norby, who's playing with the Marlins, and Burley, who's with the Cardinals and all that other stuff. Today's episode is brought to you by Curtis Construction. Proudly celebrating 65 years of excellence, Curtis Construction has been going since 1960 and has been dedicated to servicing commercial roofs with quality, integrity, and unbeatable service. From replacements and restorations to repairs, inspections, and emergency services, they've got you covered. Whether you need a trusted roofing partner or want to learn more about the trade, you can visit Curtis Construction at curtiscc.com or give them a call at 252-523-1078. That's 252-523-1078. Shout out to Kelly Casey and her team for supporting the show. They're huge supporters of ECU baseball and a lot of the players as well. And I appreciate you guys, and thank you for sponsoring the show. This episode is brought to you by Crush Vodka, the official vodka of the ECU Pirates. Crush Vodka is made right here in downtown Greenville. It is 7 times distilled, twice filtered over coconut shell carbon. Crush Vodka is also gluten-free and sugar-free. You can find bottles of regular vodka, orange, vanilla, cherry, grapefruit in ABC stores throughout Pitt County, and it's coming to all ABC stores in the state very, very soon. 100% of the profits from their regular Crush Vodka is donated to Team Boneyard to support ECU Athletics as well. Shout out to Brett Oliveria for support of the show. Crush and Sup Dogs has been great for the community, and of course ECU Athletics, and we appreciate your guys' support of the show. Thank you guys. Switching gears a little bit, what has it, and I guess this is more towards you again, Cam, what has it been like playing in front of no fans in Kinston versus playing in front of like fans in Quebec or fans in affiliate ball or fans in college? Like, going for you guys, like going on the road to these big schools to play, or like even at home if you guys got big crowds and stuff like that, what has it been like playing in the atmosphere that we've kind of learned to be accustomed to over the last couple months?
Yeah, so the affiliate side, I guess when I was in AA, when I stepped on my first AA field, it felt like I was playing MLB The Show. I was like, wow, like this is pretty neat. And then having, you play in front of 3,000, 4,000 fans on a Tuesday, Wednesday night, and that was just normal. And then once you come to Kinston, you're playing in front of, 100 people, 200 people. You go to Quebec, that kind of has more of like an affiliate feel to it. But honestly, man, like, it's cool playing in front of a lot of fans. You want to put on a show for them. They paid for the tickets and whatnot. But playing in front of 100 people, 200 people, like, that's still pretty neat too. You know what I mean? Like, those are the type of people that will follow your whole career. They see you at the rock bottom, whatever you want to call it. And those are the type of guys that will follow your career and see how you unfold and whatnot. And then it also just kind of brings it back to baseball. You don't have to have fans to have fun playing. You have your teammates, you have the game. So it's cool and whatnot to have tons of fans in the stands. Definitely brings energy to the game, but you got to learn how to play when there's no one watching. You know what I mean? You gotta still bring it every single day. You got to have that killer switch to turn on, even though, baseball, you stand there in one spot for X amount of time. Like, you still have to be locked in. And I think that's one thing that for me was kind of a struggle this past season was, we go to that Brockton, we go to all these smaller town teams, and if it wasn't Kids Day, there might be 5 people out there. And
how am I fans and cheer for your Rocks?
Yeah, exactly. But you got to have that killer instinct, that killer switch to flip on and you got to compete. You know what I mean? I think that's one thing that a couple of guys on our team do a really good job of. I think I was really impressed, really like top to bottom. Just even though we didn't have the wins and stuff in the win column, I still feel like we were competing even on those days where there weren't that many people there.
I think all the experiences that we've all had, whether it be high school baseball, travel ball, and college summer ball, you've got a taste of a lot of fans, no fans, just parents and the fans.
Yeah, literally.
So it's kind of cool, like if you're at a field like Brockton and no one's there, it kind of takes you back to like, oh, I've been here before.
Mm-hmm.
I've been at a summer ball game where no one is in the
Yeah,
stands.
it's your girlfriend visiting from 6 hours
Yeah.
away, and then the guys that have nothing else to do.
It's
there. Yeah.
it's all the past experiences that have kind of like built you up for this. So it's like, oh, I've been there before.
Yeah.
It's not ideal because you're 24, 25, 26,
Yeah.
but you're like, okay, it's the same game.
Mm-hmm. I think that makes it a little bit easier. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, going from me in college, like, we didn't have many fans. So playing at home was always like exactly your girlfriend was there, your parents were there, and like that was it. So, I mean, I love having my parents in the stands, no doubt, but having a bigger fan base, like when we played at ECU, like the jungle out in the outfield was insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our outfielders were getting,
Just domed up.
I mean,
And also heckled. Yeah, if you're in right field, good luck.
heckled, some beer bottles and beer cans being
Sure,
thrown at them,
sure.
which
Yeah.
good for ECU fans.
It's
Like,
the way it goes.
yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. That's George Washington. Imagine what it's like against Carolina.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really cool just to see all the different levels, like E said, like playing at different fields. We played at Tennessee, which was really cool. You got to see a lot of fans. Playing at Quebec was sick. Like 5,000 people sold out all 3 nights we were there. And they're so loud, and it's kind of funny because they're all speaking French. So like they would try to heckle us, but we had no idea what they were saying. So
Not a chance.
yeah.
I think it's just been interesting because, like, not to go back to Quebec again, but from the people I've told the brief story to, it is really like ECU games because they're into every pitch. They really don't care about who you are, where you've been, or what you do. They want to beat you. And, like, even at the end of the game, like, we got beat by them twice and that we got shut down in the ninth, and they're banging those chairs where it just gets so loud, and they're into every single pitch. And if it almost on like the polar opposite side of what you're talking about, it brings you back to when you did get to play in those big crowds. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, this is kind of the moment where it's like, all right, this is pretty cool. Like, this is why I play.
It's what you crave, really. I remember it was the 9th inning, and I had an at bat, and it was getting so loud. It was almost just like that white noise that people talk about,
Mhm.
where there was so much going on. You couldn't make anything of any of the noise. So it was just dull noise.
Yeah.
And then you hit a ball, and it's eruption, and it's like I don't even know how people really lock in, but in the moment you just kind of black out.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's kind of funny because I feel like every crowd does it, especially when they're big. But like up there, I don't necessarily know if they like know baseball that well, or maybe they do. I could be wrong. But like every single time, it could be a pop up to the shortstop. If the ball's in there, they go because
Yeah.
they think it's like gonna be
Yeah.
like a edge off the freaking trees. But it was just funny to experience. But I feel like playing against other guys too that have been in big spots too, and even guys on our team like Tapia, who has been in affiliate ball, Pino, who's been in affiliate ball, Cam, LeBoy was in affiliate ball, and I'm sure I'm missing a few other guys. And I know I just named 3 Latins, but like it's cool to like interact with those guys and be able to like get experiences from them. And even if it's just like que lo que, papi, like it's still like conversations that you have with those guys where you get to learn more about them and more about the game and even about their culture still. But what has it been like for you guys getting to know different guys from different walks of life, and then even playing against guys that have been in big spots? Like I remember TJ saying he was teammates with Greg Bird. TJ's our hitting coach.
Yeah.
But like, it's just former big leaguers. So what has it been like for you guys?
I think really, personally, I like picking up on different things people do to see if I can utilize it or I can be like, okay, that's actually not what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But, Cam, Steve, you on the pitching side, I mean, I like communicating and having people either see what I do or just observing their routines and seeing if I can implement it. And then I remember I had a conversation with Cam where it's like, you get a lot of experiences that whether you move into coaching you can use that to say, okay, this is how I want to coach, or this is how I want to like teach other people. So it can kind of groove your personal style as you move on in your life, with your job, whatever. It kind of sets you up for your work ethic, routines, just how you carry yourself.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think it's been a different. Oh, sorry, Cam. You want to go?
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, Steve.
All right. I think it's been different, just like what he said, trying to pick up on different things that different guys do. Like LeBoy specifically, he's younger than all of us. I think he's the youngest kid on our team. He's 21, but he was a 7th rounder out of Puerto Rico, and he was the first kid drafted out of Puerto Rico in his class. So like he was the highest touted.
Big deal.
Yeah, he was a very big deal. Highest touted player out of Puerto Rico in his class, which Puerto Rico also produces, as everyone knows, ball players, like a number of professional ball players. So I've become really close specifically with LeBoy and all the Latins, really. But it's nice knowing, like,
top of your boys.
Yeah, you guys have seen. Like, what I was gonna say is like learning from guys that have. So Tapia is a veteran. He's played for what, 10 years.
Yeah,
in
for
professional baseball.
context, Tapia is 29 and has a kid.
Yeah,
so he's like the dad.
Yeah, and so me and Tapia have gotten into it multiple times, like in the middle of a game, because he's like, "That's not the way we play. Like, you can't do that." And I'm like, "What did I do wrong?" And like, so learning from guys that have so much experience in professional baseball has been really cool and something that's made me a better player.
But it's even like little things too, because I remember like a couple weeks ago when Brett was getting on you about stealing. But it's like it's the final end of walking. Like, I want to like get my stats up. I don't care if we're getting beat by 100. Or the flip side of, like, I remember we were in Brockton and we had a long inning on defense, and you come back in and you swung at the first pitch, and it was a good pitch, but you like popped it up or something, and you gave back to the dugout, and Tapi is like, I'm actually gonna choke slam you, and you're like, what did I do wrong? And it's like the flip side of like walking the line and learning as you go along from those guys that have been there and done that, whether it's in the bigs or the lowest level of independent ball you can find.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about, like how Ian, Steven just said, like, Pro Bowl is cool because you see guys from all different parts of the world, and you get such a wide age range. You know what I mean? So you get like the older guys that we grow up playing a certain way that the younger guys aren't playing. You know, I feel like the younger generation is, you know, it's all about stats, it's flashy, it's throwing 100 miles an hour and whatnot. And the older guys, it's throwing 92 and it's getting your singles and all that stuff. And I think it's just really kind of interesting to see, like, even in the couple of years I've been in Pro Bowl, like how much it's changed. And I think how E was talking about, like, it's good to interact with people and have the conversations, because if you do want to get into coaching, like, you want to stay in tune with how baseball is evolving. You know, every single year there's a different aspect of the game that changes, whether it's a different pitch type or different swing mechanic or something that comes up. It's always good to like stay in tune. That way you can like relate to yourself and help yourself, but also help other people too. So I think that's like the neat thing about Pro Bowl is like just such a wide age range. You know, look at Rich Hill. He's what, 40 something years old. He's still playing.
Still kicking somehow.
Right. And that guy he's found success all these years. And I couldn't imagine being in a locker room with that guy, like just picking his brain and see like why he's had so much success over these years. And so I think that's just pretty neat. That a lot of people don't get to experience that. You know, if you don't get to play Pro Bowl, you just know what you learned in college. So I think that's why a lot of guys that do play Pro Bowl, honestly, to give back to the game, I think it'd be pretty neat for them to get into coaching, just because you have so much knowledge. You have more knowledge than you even know. You know what I mean? So I think that's just the neat aspect of Pro Bowl.
I mean, not even necessarily knowledge, just like experience in certain situations too. Like, as you guys know, I'm a huge Red Sox fan. Like, we'll play cards and I'll literally have the computer up and watch back every game. And people have loved Alex Bregman to no end in Boston this year just because of how much he's helped the young guys like Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer and Christian Campbell and all those guys. But I see that in some of our interactions with our teammates too, where it's like, it's the helping along, it's the learning, it's the looking at film, it's the advice that they give. But is there anybody off the top of your guys' head? It doesn't have to necessarily be like in your position group, but is there anybody that you've kind of, like you said, LeBoy, like you've gravitated towards, whether you're helping that guy or you're learning from him, like at all this year? Anybody?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think several people, like, and you can go to people for different things. Obviously, you know, I always was talking to Cam about, you know, mechanics, kind of mindset wise, and then, or even if I go to Steve after an at bat, And I'm like, man, what the hell was I doing? Or what do you have on this pitcher?
Right.
Because Steve does a great job of simplifying things. Sometimes, if I want something simple, I'm not going to go to the analytical mind and say, hey, what do you got on this guy? I want a short, quick answer, not like
Hey,
what
here's-
his ball's
yeah.
doing,
Yeah.
vertical break, all that. So different people, like Steve and Cam for me, definitely guys I go to. There's a lot of guys to name, but
Sure.
to name specifics, probably those guys right off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. And I think you have an interesting perspective too, because you're a catcher, so you're kind of seeing both sides
yeah.
of like how hitters go about certain things and how like who's doing the right thing and the wrong thing from your perspective, and also with the same thing with the pitchers too.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's been, I don't even know if I go to someone for it, but it's more like I just get it from LeBoy. Like, I'm a very, like he said, simple baseball player. Like, I don't think about a lot of things when I play. I just play, and I play as hard as I can. Whereas LeBoy is more like he's a very smart baseball mind. So, like, he goes really in depth with, like, pitch counts and all
Tendencies,
of
and
this.
like, he's even
Chess.
talked about me with tendencies and stuff, and I'm like, brother, just go up there and see it and hit it, dude.
Exactly. So, like, he'll yell at me, be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what now? Like, what did I do now? Be like, you just swung at that pitch. Not a good pitch to swing at. And I was like, okay, like, sorry.
Sorry, Poppy.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, there's so many guys on the team that, like, help you out in different ways. And I feel like LeBoy definitely is always on my case about things. And he's usually right. He
And
always
he's
says
younger
that.
than you. That's the craziest
Yeah.
part. It's so weird to like have that interaction with somebody that not necessarily knows more than you, but has had experience in moments where it's like you can get different perspectives. I feel like you were kind of the teacher, though, Cam.
Yeah, I mean,
Old
I just
man.
I feel like I've hit or like been around so many different types of hitters, pitchers that, and I'm a baseball junkie. Like if you say something, I'm gonna absorb it. I'm gonna translate it into my own language. I'm gonna listen to what you're saying and try and help you out as much as I can. But kind of like how E said, like it depends on what problem you're having. I guess you could say, like depending on who you're gonna go to. You have like how Steve was saying, you have like your core guys, like he has LeBoy, I have E and Steve and you, Danny. But like depending on the problem you're having, like for me, if I'm not swinging at the 2-0 fastball or something, like I'm gonna hear it from Toppy. He's like, "Come on, man, like that's your pitch." If I'm thinking more like mechanical stuff, like I'm gonna go to E, I'm gonna go to Steve, LeBoy, like all these different guys. So I think that's the important side of knowing your teammates, knowing how they function, like how their brains work. I think it's really important to honestly talk to everybody, kind of find like who you're going to gravitate towards. And even like as hitters, like talking to pitchers too, like, different tendencies of if you're struggling with like a breaking ball or something, like talking to a breaking ball pitcher, seeing like what they see, why they throw it in certain counts and whatnot. And even like if a pitcher comes up to me and asks me a question, I'm like, this is what I'm seeing from the hitters. Like, are you seeing the same thing? This is how I think you should attack them. I think I told you, Danny, like throw a fastball or something. He might have cranked it for a homer. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you did. I remember he was get in on his hands and he hit it into the freaking parking lot.
Yeah,
I
he
remember
did.
that,
But
yeah. sure did.
Was that in 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even like with that being said, like I still feel like you had the trust in listening to me, and like even moving forward, like you still had that trust. The guy just got to a certain pit. You know what I mean? Like that's just baseball. But like
Tip your cap.
you gotta trust your teammates. Like they see you every single day. You're practicing with them, you're playing with them. They see you more often, like the hitting coach at home and whatnot. So I think having teammates around that really care about you, I think that's really important. That's what I think makes a great team a great team.
Yeah.
I almost feel like sometimes when you have those conversations with your teammates and you're helping them through maybe something they're dealing with, it kind of takes stress off of you because you're not so worried about yourself.
Mhm.
Like, for example, if Cam comes in and I'm talking to him about maybe something with his at-bat, I'm kind of going into my at-bat, not really thinking much. But if you're always thinking about you, man, what do I need to think up there? You're always going to be in your head. So in a way, helping others can kind of relieve some of the stress that you're dealing with.
It's a good. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think a lot of that comes with like the mental side of things too. So for me, like Cam was one of the guys on our team that me and him like had a lot of conversations about the
Look at
reason.
you, dude. You're getting a lot of props on this pod. Good Lord.
No.
Good guy up there.
Yeah.
Real good guy.
He's the homie.
Me and Cam at the very beginning of the season and throughout the entire season had a lot of conversations about like why we played still. So it was like, why are you here? Like, what are you doing? Because you're not just here because you have nothing else to do in your life. Like, if you wanted to make more money or do something, like, this is not the place for you to be. So me and Cam had a lot of conversations on like what we were doing and why we were doing it and how to keep the game fun. Because as you all know, like when you're having fun is also when you're playing your best. Because it's very hard to have fun when you're sucking.
Sure isn't.
But it's also much easier to play better when you're having fun. So Cam and I, like, he played left field, I played center field this pretty much the whole season, and we would always look at each other and just, like, remind each other, like, hey, okay, let's have some fun, you know?
It's so, well, first of all, I was going to segue off your point because you were going to bring up a point, and then you brought up one of my other points too. And it's a good segue because I think in the game that we're playing right now, in the league that we're playing it in, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. To your own life, to the people around you's life. I know we all have girlfriends. Cam, you have a wife. But there's a lot of sacrifices to be made as you're making one right now. But with that being said, I think in those moments, you have to remind yourself, again, to have fun, that it is a game, because I think you can get way too hard on yourself and take everything way too serious when there's so much pressure on you from yourself and the outside of, all right, well, if I go 0 for 4 tonight or if I give up 5 earned runs in 3 innings, then I have to, whether it's a pitcher you got to wait another week to throw, or it's like, God, I have to pick up the slack tomorrow and go 3 for 4, because obviously the goal is to get signed out of here, but it's the pressure that realistically speaking, our significant others collectively have put on us, our family has put on us, we put on ourselves to go out and get, not out of here for lack of a better phrase, but essentially to get to where we want to go. I think it's difficult at times, especially like you said, when you're playing like crap, to kind of be even keeled and understand, like, hey, it's still a kid's game. Like, be grateful for where you are, because I think it's very hard sometimes to have that kind of mindset.
Yeah, and people are always going to talk too. Like, for example, if you're a guy that's in indie ball for several years, maybe not having the success you wanted, people will be like, what's this guy doing? But really, if that's what you want to do and that's what you want to pursue, you got to go for it.
Yeah.
Granted, like you said, there's external factors that affect it that make it harder. But, I mean, half the time, the people who are saying those things, they don't have much better going on in their life.
Yeah.
If they're that worried about you, what's that say about them?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, going just from the girlfriend standpoint, parent standpoint, like when I was still in that middle point between college and playing now, my dad was always like, go play professional baseball. Like, go play professional baseball. Like, you'll never get this opportunity again. And so I'm very thankful to have had, like, parents that really support me, because if not, like, I probably would be in corporate America doing that. And my dad has been so supportive. Like, I think he might love seeing me play baseball more than I love playing baseball.
You and me both.
Which says a lot about it. And my mom and dad are my biggest fans. And then also having my girlfriend, like, she lives in Florida now, works, and she's grinding, and she's also making good money, like doing what she's doing. She's working very hard.
Just like we are, just minus the money.
Exactly, right? So it's been weird. It's like, whatever your relationship standpoint is, like, I've always been type like, oh, like, take my girlfriend out to dinner, buy her dinner, and now it's like, my girlfriend's
we're balling.
My girlfriend's like, don't worry, I got this dinner. And I'm like,
sweetheart.
That's hurting me, but
Yeah.
like, it's like, damn, she makes so much more money than me.
Yeah,
So-
well, it's part of it. And I know, like, we used to joke, or not even us. It literally was just Tapia about, like, I quit. I'm done. Like, because of, like, stuff like that, where it's like we're sucking, and it's like, all right, well, screw this. I'm out of here. I quit. Right, Cam?
Yeah, that's I mean, honestly, so when I was playing affiliate ball, like, it was so much pressure because I signed as a free agent. It was go to the ballpark every day, and I was holding my breath, didn't know if I was going to get released or not. And then when I went to indie ball, like, I went there with the mindset of let's just have fun. I want to have fun playing baseball again. And I was having so much fun. But like how you guys are saying, like, external factors, like, I am married, I have a wife. She's a school teacher. That pay isn't that great. What we were getting paid isn't that great. And I had to make that decision of, I think I have to put my love of baseball on the back burner for a few months and make some serious cash, just so I can support myself, my wife, our little dog, whatever it is. And I think that's honestly the unfortunate thing with pro ball is there's so many guys that do have to put it on the back burner because they just can't support themselves. And you see like these crazy signing bonuses of $8 million, $7 million, all these guys getting drafted in the top few rounds. But then you kind of sort of forget about the guys that go 10th through the 15th or 15th through the 20th, or the free agent signings where they're getting, you know, $5,000 and you have to make that last. I signed for $20,000 in 2022, and it was gone before I knew it. Not because I was buying fancy stuff. Like I was budget balling, whatever, and
Paying the bills,
paying the
literally.
bills. And
Yeah.
money just goes fast. Real life, it comes quick. Um, so yeah, I did have to make that decision. It was one of the hardest decisions I ever had to make, but I think it was because I went into this season wanting to have fun and like kind of put baseball in my mind, like what I remember it being like a little kid playing the game, having fun, the road trips, whatever it may be. Like that to me is what baseball is. It's not going 4 for 4 every night. If I go 0 for 4, am I gonna get released today? Like that's not fun. You know what I mean? So I think I set a goal for myself, and now that I'm sitting back at home, I'm at peace. You know what I mean? So I do miss it big time. I miss you guys crazy, crazy amounts, but I will say like the way I went out, it was, everything I imagined it being. And I'm not saying I'm done. I just need to make some serious cash. So if anyone's got a job, I got a job opportunity, hit me up.
Joe,
But
that needs to be a clip on social right there.
yeah, seriously.
I
But
remember talking to Cam, and it was one of the last conversations we had before he went back home. Is like I put so much stress on myself sometimes. I don't know why, but then because I think I'm maybe not making enough,
Yeah.
or like maybe putting myself back. But at the end of the day, it's what I want to do. And then I had an internship this past spring at a financial firm, and all these people are making really good money. And I was like, man, I want that. I want to be successful, things like that, whether it's baseball or work. But these people, no matter how much money they made, they always wanted to hear about me in baseball. They thought that was the coolest thing. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, they have no clue that we don't make a lot of money
Yeah.
and it's not luxurious. But they were always so interested in my lifestyle. They just thought it was so cool to play baseball. So it's kind of puts you in perspective that, don't take it for granted.
Yeah. Every single time I talk to my friends, it's, how's everything going? You having fun still? I'm like, I'm having a blast. Now, the money's not great, but that's not the point. And I think it's important to note, like, literally, whenever I talk about kind of the same thing of, like, I don't know, am I going to keep playing? What am I going to do? Am I going to come back? Am I not? Whatever. I joke about it, but it's like all of my friends are like, don't start the simulation. Literally play for as long as you can. If you're still enjoying it, obviously, but like, there is so much more to life than baseball, but at the same time, that can wait because you can't play baseball for forever. And it's important. It's an important perspective to have, no matter what the outside or limiting or external factors are. I mean, we've played this stupid game for 20 years now, probably longer than that for some of us. So it's important to have that kind of mindset. This episode's also brought to you by Caroline Cook Homes. Caroline is committed to helping you find your dream home, selling your property for the best possible price, and providing top-notch real estate services in Morehead City, Atlantic Beach, Greenville, and Winterville. She is dedicated to providing personalized attention and expert guidance to meet all of your real estate needs. Whether you are a first-time homebuyer or an experienced investor, Caroline is here to help you navigate the complex and ever-changing real estate market. She prides herself on local knowledge, professionalism, and commitment to exceeding your expectations. Explore her website at CarolineCookHomes.com. That's CarolineCookHomes.com to learn more about the services Caroline provides and the properties that she has to offer. Contact her today to start your real estate journey at CarolineCookHomes.com. Again, that's CarolineCookHomes.com. You can also reach her at ccookrealtor@yahoo.com or at 252-341-1992. That's ccookrealtor@yahoo.com or at 252-341-1992. Thanks, Caroline, for supporting the show. Another big thank you to Randy and Mary Ellen Cole. They are two people that bleed purple and gold and love ECU athletics and supporting athletes. I truly appreciate you guys for supporting the show and everything that you do and being a big part of what ECU athletics and ECU baseball has going forward in terms of NIL, fan support, and being at every game and supporting us whether we win or lose. If you guys get a chance to see Mary Ellen or Randy out in the community, please be sure to give them a big shout out for supporting the show and, of course, ECU athletics. Thank you, guys. Obviously, for all of us, the goal is to get signed and go to the next level. And for you, Cam, it was coming off of affiliate ball, and for us three, we're kind of in the midst of it. But what has it been like for us trying to get signed? Like, has it been kind of going back to like the pressure thing? Has it been kind of like a thing where because I know in college I've heard stories of guys in their draft year putting way too much pressure on themselves. Like, okay, this is it. Like, I have to play well. Like, this is going to be it. Same kind of thing as what I was saying earlier. But is it more pressure? Is it less pressure? Do you play free knowing that you're having fun? Is it one of those things where you're sending stuff out to scouts? Or are you trying to talk to them as much as you can? How have you guys gone about that whole thing?
I think for me personally, I had that kind of stress year, my 5th year of college, where I was in the portal, or the year before that I was in the portal, and I wasn't doing well. But once I was like, okay, I just need to have fun again, started playing well. So now I try not to put that stress on myself, like I need to get picked up.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, like, I don't even know if you can really get in contact with scouts that easily unless you have some pretty good connections.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I know I haven't just like sent things to scouts. It's more of, okay, let me look at my data and see if this is actually, potential for the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do I compare with people who are already at that level?
Sure.
And then kind of just go from there and trust the process.
I think that's a really good point about putting pressure on yourself. My 4th and 5th year of college, like, I definitely did that because it was like I just wanted to get signed or drafted. Like, that's all I wanted. And so I put so much pressure on myself to perform well. And once I got out of college, like, I looked back on that and I was like, wow, like, I completely forgot the whole point of what I was doing. Like, I did not start playing baseball when I was 4 years old. My dad in the backyard. So I mean, it did, but like, I wasn't putting that pressure on myself. Like, oh, I'm going to get drafted this year. Like, I was 4 years old. I started playing because I loved playing baseball. So looking back on my last 2 years of college, I was like, did I just suck the joy out of what I love most in my life because I wanted to do something? Like, so it didn't make sense to me. So going into playing independent ball, like, there's nothing more I would love to than get signed, affiliated. Absolutely. But coming into this year of any ball, the only goal I had in mind was playing baseball like I was 12 years old again so I could have fun. Because I know that's where my best play is going to come from anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't focus on trying to get signed, then I'll have a better chance of getting signed, if that makes sense.
No, it's spot on.
I think like just given the daily routine that we're in, like, you sort of forget that you're still playing professional baseball. Like, you're in the top 1% of baseball. There's so many people across the whole world that dream about coming to the States and playing in a league here that you kind of forget. Like, you're on these long bus rides and it sucks and whatnot, but you're living out a lot of people's dreams. Like my brother-in-law, for example, like, he's always told me, like, I'm doing what he's always wanted to do. And I just hearing him say that, always put it back into perspective of how lucky we are to still be playing. I mean, think about it. Like, there's so many people out there that their careers end in high school and they go to college and they get a degree and end up in corporate America, or they go to college and play baseball and same thing happens there. Like, it's so hard to get into pro ball. It's even harder to stay, but you just got to take that moment and be proud of, like, the accomplishments that you've had, and just realize, like, hey, I'm doing something that so many people want to do that not many people get to do.
I think we've talked about it a lot at ECU too, like getting caught up in your teammates' success more than your own and the teams as a whole makes it so much easier on yourself, because kind of like what you were saying, like when you were talking to Cam about that stuff, like you kind of focus almost less on what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Not that takes away from your performance or your preparation, but it takes the stress off your shoulders being like, I want Cam to get a hit just as bad as I want to get a hit. Mm-hmm. Or I want BK to go out there and go 7 shutty just as bad as I want to pitch well. Whatever it is, I like it is awesome to see. Like, it's crazy to think about. Like, I didn't know you guys 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And
weird.
All of you guys are going to be at my wedding. Like it's crazy to think about. Like, I want you guys to succeed and go to the next level just as bad as I do, and it helps your peace of mind so much when you're playing and you're in the grind of, yeah, it's mid-June and we're in the middle of BFE New Jersey and we're playing like crap and like whatever it is. But knowing that you guys want the same success for me as I want for you guys goes above and beyond whatever comes after this for any of us. And it puts the joy back in baseball because it's like you're playing Little League again. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
want to go
it's funny
to
you say that because I feel like the whole season I kept saying like, man, I wish every single one of you guys could experience like what I experienced. Like, not to dog guys in affiliate ball. Like, there are some players that, you know, maybe statistically don't deserve to still be there or whatever it may be, you know. But the guys that we played with on that Bird Dogs team, like especially you three, like I wish the best for you guys that you guys could experience that because it's so cool. Like, it's such a different world, and like there's so many great guys that we come across that just don't get that chance, you know. And I think that's one thing that moving forward in my life, I want to, I don't know, create some sort of path or something that makes it easier for guys to get seen, and guys that do have the talent, but maybe do go to like a smaller school and don't have that glamorous resume or whatever. Like, there's so many players that I think deserve a chance that don't get it. And I think the way that, you know, affiliate ball is going, like, it keeps shrinking and getting smaller and smaller every single year. So we definitely got to, you know, find some sort of avenue for people to take where they do get seen and they do get that opportunity. Because, man, there's so much talent out there that just, you know, you're just living and dying in indie ball that, you know, you just get unseen, you know?
Guys who are raking, like
Literally.
guys who are pitching well, playing incredible defense, guys who have crazy tools. And I saw this thing the other day, and it was talking about, you know, how they cut the draft. Guys who got drafted in those rounds that were cut. I mean, I think it was like a small percentage. I don't remember the exact number, but it was significant enough to where they had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. Now those guys aren't even getting looked at.
Yeah, not even chances.
Big leaguers.
Yeah.
Not getting looked at anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah. Cam, we'll have to workshop that idea. Maybe that'll be something for us down the road when we're old and have kids.
Maybe that's where Cam will get all his cash from.
Yeah, seriously. You know, I really do. Like, I really do believe in that. We do need to like do something like that. Like, I think it'd be great for the game of baseball, and I don't know what that may look like, but I mean, we got to get guys seen. You know,
especially in our instance. Quick going back to what you said. I had a roommate that transferred from VMI, and it was the year that we played at Virginia in a regional. All other 3 years we hosted a regional, and he was one of my best friends, and I wanted it so bad for him to experience what it was like playing in a regional in Greenville. And it's the same thing for you guys. Like, from Cam's perspective of, I want you guys to be able to experience what it's like being in affiliate ball. And it sucks that we don't get to experience it. But yes, I do agree, especially for guys in our position where it is almost impossible to have consistently eyes on you at all times and actually get a fair shot compared to other guys where it's like, yeah, you got drafted in 2019 and you're hitting a $120, but you're still gonna, you know, be up here because we paid you money and we gave you that chance 6 years ago. But it's because, like you said, there are guys, and it's going to be one of my next questions, was there are guys in this league that you step in the box as a hitter or he steps in the box as a hitter and you're a pitcher and you're like, not again. Or like you're facing a pitcher and it's like, well, this at-bat's over with. And it's like those guys do not belong here. They belong playing with the best of the best.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's whether or not, you know, they say sometimes it's who you know, not what you know.
Sure.
And a lot of times that's true. I mean, you see some of these guys who were big leaguers, and, you know, whether it's their kid gets an auto invite to the draft combine or they get kind of like a courtesy free signing bonus or free agent signing.
Sure.
And maybe they don't truly deserve to be there, but it's just kind of weird how the whole system works. And I've talked to a lot of people about it, and it's just, I don't know, I can't get a grasp on it, really. There's just so many things that I don't know about the whole process.
But that's where we lean on guys like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, like, for me, like my dad played Division II, Division III baseball in a small little town in New York, and like coming up, like, you know, we moved to Louisville, Kentucky when I was 5 years old, and we lived here. I grew up here, and so going to University of Louisville, that's just in my backyard. And I just so happened to get lucky that in my time there, like I had Henry Davis hitting my hitting group. I had Alex Benellis on the team, Reed Detmers, Bobby, like all these guys that were bringing the scouts to the practices, to the games. Like I feel like, I owe my whole career to those guys. They're the ones that brought the scouts.
Yeah.
And luckily, like I just so happened to be in the right place, right time. But I think that's like, we, like how I was saying earlier, like there needs to be something for those guys that have no family background or whatever in baseball. You're doing it on your own, to get that looks and to get that opportunity.
Yeah, we'll change the world in the baseball world one day at a time.
I feel like sometimes it's like a generational process. Like, for example, your dad played Division II, Division III.
Mm-hmm.
Cam moves on, has a great career at Louisville, and then great professional career. And then he might now be able to set his son up, if he has one, for even better success versus someone who maybe their parents had no athletic background or anything like that.
Or have any connections in the realm
Yeah.
of the athletics in general. Yeah.
Like, neither of my parents played college athletics. They didn't even... I had to ask my parents to play baseball in, like, elementary school. They had no clue how the process worked.
Really?
I always leaned on, like, my friends and their parents.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to see how that works.
Did your parents play sports in college?
Yeah, my dad played D3 baseball for a year, I believe, and then quit.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, whatever. But I think that is something to it about, like, having parents. Like, you see guys like Jackson Holiday. Like, obviously,
I mean, we were talking about that the other day. It's like, if you suck at baseball, that's on you, buddy, because you have the best hitting coach ever.
Literally. But I think it's also comes from a mindset point. Like, when you grow up, I think everyone grows up, like, with their dad in their lives. Like, you just believe that whatever your dad is, like, oh, I can do that because it's so normal to you. Like, your dad does it. Okay, sure, I can do that. And a lot of, I believe, like, parents and fathers, like, my dad always said, like, his goal for me was to be better than him at everything he did. So, like, a lot of parents are that way, right? So, like, it's just so, I think it's so easy to see your dad do something and be like, oh, I'll do that. It's easy. So, like, for those kids like Jackson Holiday, like, he saw his dad do it. He was like, oh, yeah, I'll be better than my dad, and just did it, So, like, it's, I mean, obviously he's still young and his whole career's in front of him, but I think it's something behind that, like, watching your dad do something, you'll just be like, okay.
Follow in his footsteps.
Yeah.
I think
Almost
also, like,
when you see the process as a kid too, like, you understand it, it's possible.
Especially at the highest level, too. Yeah.
You've seen it happen. It's like, why can't I do that? Versus someone who doesn't know what that full process looks like.
Yeah, doesn't know any better.
Creating it.
I was gonna say, like, look at those like perfect game showcases and whatnot. Like when I was growing up, man, I went to one. I think I was in 8th grade. It was like just like a junior high showcase, whatever. But look at how much money those things cost now. Like you're paying thousands of dollars just to go to a showcase, and like if you don't have that money, then good luck to your son. Like in his baseball career, like he's gonna go unseen, like at a young age already. These kids are getting recruited at 13, 14 years old, and it just keeps getting younger and younger, it feels like. And if you come from a family background that, you might not have those thousands of dollars just laying around to take your kids to those big tournaments or the big showcases, like, I mean, you're kind of out of luck. You know what I mean? You got to really strike it. You got to get really lucky somewhere along the lines.
It's like
that's
that.
the other thing to it. It's crazy to see like how young baseball has been changing over the last 10 years.
It's like that Pat McAfee story where he had to go win like an underground poker tournament to go to a kicking camp that he got offered at, which got him to West Virginia because I think he was going to some small school, small-ish school. I don't know if it was super small, but he literally snuck out in the middle of the night from his house, went to go play poker from like 12 to 7 a.m., came back with the amount of money that he needed. He got it was like $2,000, for example, and he won like $1,900, got $100 from his dad, went down to Florida, got to the kicking camp, offered by West Virginia, and the rest is history now. And it's like those things where it's such a crazy story.
Awesome.
But one quick, I didn't even have this written down, but you guys brought it it kind of made me think of it. I mean, this can be quick, but what do you guys have on like burnout? Because you just brought up like little kids starting from such a young age and how young it's getting, where it's like there's 8U tournaments that you're going to Florida for like staying in week-long hotels, and it's like, my opinion is you should be a kid and be a kid for as long as you possibly can. Like play every sport. Go ride a scooter and scrape your knee. Like we will not be going to tournaments at 8 years old to Florida and California and playing for trophies and rings. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I think, playing backyard baseball with your buddies, wiffle ball, like all that stuff is like where you fall in love with the game. I think burnout's a real thing. Shoot, I was just talking to, like I'm trying to give lessons and whatnot, and these kids are having NIL deals, and they're 12 years old to pay for these tournaments, and I'm like, that's insane. That's crazy to hear that these kids are getting sponsorships this young just to go to these big tournaments. I'm like, what happened to them playing in the backyard? Playing pickup basketball, playing kickball, like being a real athlete. With your buddies
And
and
a
stuff.
kid,
Literally,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
being a
saying.
kid.
like letting the money start to rule the experience
Yeah, it's
in a
ruining
way.
it, dude.
I think the burnout, at least for me, whenever I've experienced it, it's when I let the outside noise infiltrate my goals and what I'm trying to achieve.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I think that's something that my dad did really well. Like when I was a kid, he was like, if you want to play baseball, play baseball. If you don't.
I
Like
don't care.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
he never pressured me to do something. Like
Mhm.
he was never on my case about like play better. Like the only time he ever got mad at me is if I ever had a bad attitude on the field, and that was the only time he would ever be upset with me. But if I had a bad game and I tried my best, he'd be like, "It's all right. Like if you want to keep playing, you'll keep playing." Whereas I've seen like
Dude.
other parents where
Bad.
like their kids have bad games and they're on their case. Like I would have quit baseball if my dad was like that with me. There's no shot I would have still been playing baseball.
My dad was the same way. He was like, I obviously love baseball and I love you, and if you want to keep playing baseball, I'm going to be the happiest guy alive. But if you don't want to anymore, fine by me. It's your life. But on the flip side of that, like I remember when I was younger, I had an old ECU teammate of mine who's, I'm not going to name, but his dad, and some of the people that were listening to this know the story. We're playing. It's like we're like 11. Punches out, comes back in the dugout, not like crying, but like upset. Like not going to slam his helmet, but he's visibly upset. His dad is not a coach. Comes from the stand, pulls him out of the dugout, and has him doing like burpees and running sprints outside of the dugout. And our coach is like, "What are you doing, dude?" He's like, "You shouldn't strike out, or this wouldn't happen." He's crying, livid. Goes out to the field, comes back in. Next at bat, hits a ball to like the moon. And it's like, but it's that pressure that he got put on himself at such a young age, where it's like, I better get a hit, or I'm going to be like physically punished. And it's crazy to think about. Like I don't know how parents can be like that. So like burdening, where it's like you were literally going to make your kid hate this game by doing what you're doing.
It's not good for longevity in the game.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. This episode is brought to you by Young's Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. It is the only clinic in Greenville that you should be going to for your PT and training needs. They specialize in physical therapy for athletes in the active population, and their PTs are sports specific and know how to treat any injury. They also have private, semi-private, and team training for workout classes or conditioning. And they are all highly trained professionals who collaborate and utilize a team approach in an elite 9,300 square foot facility. Thank you to Kevin and Jennifer for supporting the show and being the official physical therapy provider for ECU Athletics. They are amazing in the community, and hearing Kevin's testimony on the show just a while ago shows that they're good, God-loving people, and they are here for you guys to work together to make you stronger. Thank you, Kevin and Jennifer Youngs, for supporting the show. This episode is also brought to you by my guy, Brandon Manning. From his days as a Pitt Community College Bulldog to his years at ECU, Brandon Manning bleeds purple and gold in anything local sports. Born and raised in Pitt County and your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in Winterville, Brandon can set you up with auto, home, life, and health insurance by calling him at 252-531-1812. That's 252-531-1812. Thank you, Brandon, for supporting the show and being an avid ECU baseball supporter. Your fandom does not go unnoticed, and we are super glad that you are a Pirate and so grateful for everything you do in the community, helping the kids how to learn to play the game the right way. Shout out to you, Brandon Manning, for supporting the show. Appreciate you, man. This episode is also brought to you by Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town. They also offer sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. You can follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Tiebreakers is in Greenville at Bells Fork on Greenville Boulevard and in downtown Winterville on Railroad Street. Thank you, Bram and Tracy Anderson, for supporting the show. Really appreciate you guys. Tiebreakers has always been a great spot that a lot of the guys, when I played, would go hang out and eat at. The service was always top-notch. The food was always great, and there are always sports on. So shout out to you guys for being supporters of local and ECU athletics. And, of course, thanks for sponsoring the show. Appreciate you guys. I have a couple questions. First thing that come to your guys' head, all right? Do you prefer college scheduling where you play 3 games in a weekend and 1 midweek, or do you prefer pro ball where you're 6 days and 1 off day?
Pro Bowl. 100%.
Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I think Pro Bowl as well.
Why?
There's no time to sit and think about things, and
We also don't practice, so that makes it a little bit
exactly
easier too,
like there's no time to overthink or like have coaches be like, let's do bunt defenses on our Thursday practice day. It's like we're 40 games into the season, you
Yeah.
know, like I don't know. I think it's less time to think and just more playing and having fun.
Same thing, everybody, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. All right, best road experience. We're all going to say Quebec, I'm assuming.
Quebec.
Yeah.
Well, I would say when I say best away park.
Quebec.
Quebec.
Okay.
easily.
Quebec.
All right, now best road experience. It could be the same answer too.
As far as like things we did together.
Total encompassing like hotel, travel, food, experience. Like you could add baseball in there too if you want. I'm assuming it's gonna be Quebec.
Yeah, just because for me, all the stuff we did.
Taking a lot of photos.
Yeah. Photos.
Most memorable by far.
Yeah,
like
it's not even
I
close.
can't even think of another one that like would pop into my head. Like it's just so there's so much stuff we did.
Yeah, I don't even think it. That was good. I thought that was gonna
Yeah.
be the answer. Who is I'm deciding whether to narrow this down to pro or like this season or just in total. Who's like the hardest hitter or pitcher? I guess I'm the only hitter or pitcher. Who's the hardest guy you face this year, or in college, or in general? But who's off the top of your heads like we're going to face a team, or it's like, God, I hope that guy isn't starting this week, or geez Louise, this is miserable.
I've got mine right off the bat. The guy who's an ex-big leaguer from Troyes.
Yeah.
cutter
that
guy?
was-
Oh, that yeah.
Spamming cutters.
That was yours.
That was mine too. I don't think I think I might have been 0 for 15 off that guy this year, and I only hit one ball hard. The rest, I was walking back to the dugout, just thinking, how did he strike me out again? He's throwing the same pitch over and over again. How did he get me?
I don't know what it was, but I knew what was coming, sitting on it, and it just couldn't hit it. And then I finally actually hit a ball to left. Guy catches it. I look at the pitcher walking back to the dugout. I was like, shit, man, you got my number.
Yeah, you can't catch a break.
And he just
There's
goes,
a funny situation that happened. He punched me out, dropped third strike, and I got tagged out before I could even take a few steps. But I made it out of the batter's box, and he's walking by, and I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. I'm like, dude, good pitch. He's just like, he's looking at me. He just gave me like a little wink, and he just knows. I mean, he played at the highest level. He knows how to read a hitter and all that stuff to get you out. You know, make you feel like you don't belong in that batter's box.
That's one thing I will say about that guy is because he's pitched at our place and when we played in Troyes, he looks and like goes about his business like he's a professional. Like
He's a presence.
he's been there, yeah. Like the way like his mechanics are, they're so smooth. He only literally it's sinker cutter, and it's just like the way he like runs and throws like pregame catch stuff. It's just like that guy's played at the highest level.
I think that guy and then the guy from Quebec that played at Wake Forest.
I was gonna bring him up too. Yeah, rolling.
His name, but he just has that 12-6 curveball from. I mean, God knows where it came from, but I think it's gross.
Yeah. Quebec has, for everybody that probably knows, the guy that was like kind of like tweaks out on the mound, like rubs his chin on his shoulder and like sweats a bunch and like freaks out and stuff. He pitches for Quebec. He's got like an 0.6 ERA or something crazy like that, and he still throws that pitch that it does something different every single time, and it ranges from like 80 to like 87. It's ridiculous, but yeah, that's a good pick too.
I actually talked to him like a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, by the way, he's an all-star.
I mean, I was just talking to him because he actually has. We have mutual friends that I played at GW with, and I was like, we started talking about how we know we're the same person. And then we started talking about everything, hitting, pitching, and I was just like, what even is that pitch? I'm pretty sure he told me he doesn't even know what it does. Like, he just throws it, and it's like, kind of moves like a screwball. He's like, it looks like almost he's throwing a lefty 12-6.
Yeah, it's a
but it's
screwball,
from the right side, and he's like, yeah, it just moves. I'm
maybe
like,
that's why he's
okay.
so stressed all the time. He like, doesn't.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't know which
flipping
way
his
it's gonna
glove,
go.
like, flipping the glove.
I was hitting against him. We were at Quebec, and it was second and third. I think we're down by like 1 run, and he's doing that. And I'm talking to the umpire. I'm like, that's got to be a balk. Like, what's he doing? Honestly, like, you feel bad for him that he does have those, but it is effective, man. It
so
takes your
good.
mind off of what he's going to
You feel
throw.
bad
It
for
throws that
him.
big fender. Like, what do I do now?
Well, that was the first time I met him a few weeks ago, and I was going into it thinking, like, this kid
This guy's gonna
is
be a weirdo.
a whack job.
Yeah.
Like, just an insane person.
Yeah.
And I met him, and he's like the nicest kid in the world.
I know, that's what everybody
Super
says.
soft-spoken. Like,
Mhm.
he's so kind to everyone he talks to. And I was like, wow, dude, like, I was not expecting that.
No.
I was expecting you to be a complete crackhead. Like, I
Sure.
was expecting
And
you
he
to
sure
be
wasn't. Yeah.
The best,
Yeah.
the best
BK,
way to
literally.
explain it, it looks like he took 100 scoops of pre-workout. Like that's
Yeah.
what it
Just
looks like.
Yeah.
so juiced up. You remember that time we were in Quebec and he like thought he was coming into the game, but the Japanese pitcher went out instead, and he went and faced that guy, and he was like on the top step of the dugout, like ramming his foot, like he was a bull about to go get somebody. He's like, I need to get out there. It's so funny, dude. A freaking whack job. I don't even know who my hitter would be.
I mean, one guy I don't even know if I have a pitcher. That guy that throws all the cutters, like, he wasn't a guy that you step in the box and, like, you're scared of.
Yeah, no.
You think you have him, and he gets you out every time.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Like
that's almost harder than the guy that throws 100 that you're like, I'm screwed.
Literally. But, like, he doesn't, I wouldn't say he puts, like, extreme, like, you don't step in the box and you have a really uncomfortable at that. Like,
It's just frustrating.
yeah, like, he doesn't throw, like, 99 on hands and, like, I break your bat every time, but, like, he's gonna get you out.
Yeah, I would
I
say.
think I think a good hitter would be Backstrom.
I was going to
Sus-
say Mackay Backstrom.
I was gonna say Backstrom. This guy plays for a team in New Jersey. He held the record in affiliate ball for hardest hit ball with a wood bat at like 124, and then this guy named O'Neal Cruz came and broke it like a year later.
Heard
I was gonna
he's
say the
good.
the big dude, black lefty, the big guy that from Twa too. He's a good player. The guy that went to Stetson.
Oh, that's
What's his
Brandon
name?
Hilton, but
Brandon
he's
Hilton,
on,
he's a good player.
Yeah.
He's not on Quebec. He's on.
Twa.
I said,
You said Twa.
Quebec.
That's
Am I-
on.
if I
No,
said
you
that?
said Twa. I don't know.
I would say him, Backstrom, and Crowell are
Crowell's
the
a good
guys
player,
that'll
yeah,
really
man.
punish your mistakes.
Yeah.
From what I've seen catching.
There's a guy that Pirate fans might know, Belbin, who plays for Quebec too. He went to Campbell. He's a really good player. He owns me, but nothing new.
Mackay's the one guy that when he steps in the box in the outfield, I'm like moving back and like,
Yeah.
like
Well,
I don't
even
feel like
we played the New Jersey team 6 games. What was it, 2 weeks ago?
Mhm.
And he had dipped a little bit. Like we played them earlier in the year. He was at like 330, 340. He came in here like 305, 310. And I think he went 6 straight at bats with a ball that was over 105.
Yeah, his average exit velo in the first game was 113. And
Average on 3 at bats.
Yeah, on 3. And then the next game, it was still, I think, around 105. But, I mean, it was just ridiculous.
It's not like we're making bad pitches. Either.
after
That's
the first
craziest
2
part.
games, his average went from 305 to 334,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not bad.
which is absolutely insane because he's probably got 250, 300 at bats. Right
Yeah,
now.
and he's a dog. Not a great defender, but
He's the nicest kid in the world too. He's another kid that going back to like playing for fun. You sometimes in the middle of the season, like you'll be stressing and someone on another team will like influence you. And he's one of those guys at a certain point this year, we're playing at Sussex. I just hit a single and like I was playing fine, but I was definitely putting pressure on myself. And I got to first, I was like, "What's up, Mackay? Like, how you doing?" He was like, "Man, I'm always good. Like, hit a single today, got my 1 knock. I'm feeling good. I'm
Playing
always
ball,
happy
brother."
playing
Yeah.
baseball." And I
Yep.
was like, "Damn, like that made my day." And like that got me back into a mindset of being like, "All right, like I am playing this game to have fun."
it's also the first time I talked to him. I expected him to sound like Shaq because he's like so big and he's got kind of like
Yeah.
not like a high pitched voice, but like, "What's up, brother?"
Yeah,
It's like, "Oh,
he's
okay,
super cool.
Yeah.
yeah, a little funny." All right. Flip side of that, what is the worst road experience?
Brockton.
I
Yeah.
figured, yeah.
But
Brockton's
also,
first time.
we also had a ton of fun Brockton the first time.
We did.
If you
Well,
don't
I
remember.
didn't, but you guys did.
Yeah, but we went to the Red Sox game,
I take
which
that
was a
back.
great experience. So
Worst hotel.
worst hotel,
Worst
yeah.
hotel.
La Casa Inn is what it was called.
I don't want to talk about it. The
Right.
Brockton was cool because we went to the Red Sox game. They won. I hadn't been to Fenway since I was 09. As you guys know, I'm a huge Red Sox fan. And then all my stuff got stolen, so that kind of ruined it for me. But
Yeah.
the rest of you guys had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun. I would say that hotel was really tough.
Not to
though.
throw any organization under the bus. But
I would. How about the Jackal Stadium, the football
Oh,
field?
Best clubby and
best food.
Their
And
Yeah.
it's in the team photo for best
But
food.
Sussex, definitely
Stadium.
best food.
Sussex is good.
Their stadium's so bad. I mean,
So for people that don't know, this stadium, it's in Patterson, New Jersey, which is not like the cream of the crop in New Jersey. It is a football field where dead left is what, 330?
it's like at least 335.
330, 340.
and it's hard to get out. of left.
Yeah, you gotta whack it. Dead right field instead has a big wall, which is a net, 290 maybe
Oh,
maybe.
not-
to right,
no.
and that's even pushing it.
I would say 260.
I gave up a home run this year to literally dead right center field that went like 307 feet, if that tells you anything. So.
No, yeah, it's not. I would
On like
say
a fly ball.
I would say down the right field line might be 260.
That's like
Like,
Yankee
actually.
Stadium on steroids. It's actually
I think the funniest time we were there was when Tapia smoked that ball to right field. I think it might have been like 110 exit Beal, and he got thrown out by 20.
he got thrown out at first.
That happened twice in one game, didn't it? Or at least one series.
It almost
I think the
happened
second
again.
time was bang bang. I don't know if he was out or not, but it was That's you
also
really
hit
got
a ball onto the road behind.
out
Yeah.
single the right field. Still.
Their field's like a.
It's literally like
Coliseum.
Little League. Like the fat kid that always really hits it hard, but if he hits it right field, you're out at first. Yeah.
Their stadium's also like there's a track on it, so there's turf placed over track
That's
down
great.
the left field line.
That's
So like
great.
if you're running in foul territory, like you'll just fall, and then the bleachers are all silver bleachers like you'd see at like a college football stadium. So I was playing center one day, and there was a line drive hit at me, and I did not see the ball until it like literally hit me.
I
Because
remember
it
that.
was right at me,
Yeah, I
and
remember
I
that.
was like, "Where is it?"
You caught
Looking
it on
up.
like a half squat.
Yeah.
With that being said, we play the Jackals today, and they'll beat us by 10. What is the all right? Well, Brockton collectively.
Sure.
Okay. What is the funniest, off the top of your head, funniest moment we've had this year? Like on the field, or in the clubhouse, or like wherever. Off the top of my head, I don't know where. We might have been on the way back from Canada, but when Tapia had a couple drinks and he was releasing everybody, that was hilarious.
That was
That was so funny.
Yeah.
Tapia, who's the elder statesman, came up after a few Presidentes, walked up to the front of the bus and was acting like the GM and traded me and DiTomaso to the Jackals.
The Jackals.
He traded you. He released me.
Yeah, you were gone.
and
I
then
got
when he said he was going to trade Trey Law for 2 baseball bats.
yeah.
We're trading you for a torpedo and 1 normal bat.
And
Our
then
starting shortstop.
and then Mr.
He was-
AI up here
Yeah, I was gonna say
started
he was
creating.
doing all that, and I'm sitting in the back corner, like on Chat GPT, just cranking out little images to send to him. He was cracking up, like it was trade alert, Trey Law,
Trade alert.
and then he was loving it. He was getting a kick out of that.
And then Cam created a trade montage AI photo of me in a Jackals uniform that said I got traded there. And then Tapia and Pino both posted on Instagram saying, "We'll miss you so much, Poppy." And our coaches were like, "You have to delete that
Yeah, literally.
before the Jackals see that. Like we
Actually,
could get in
fake
trouble
news,
because
yeah.
it was literally a Jackals uniform on me."
That's so
And it was
funny,
hilarious
dude.
because Tapia probably has heard this speech so many times, but he was literally saying to me, he was like, "No hard feelings.
Stay aggressive.
Stay aggressive.
Yeah.
Keep playing hard.
Yeah.
Nothing personal."
Nothing personal. That's so classic. dude.
Maybe we invite you to spring training.
And it's been a joke ever since. Like every single time I see Tapia now, especially this week since we're playing Jackals,
Stay
he's like,
aggressive.
"What you doing? You got the wrong uniform on."
Yeah, if we're in the
I'm
locker
like-
room and I was like, Tapia, like, why is he in here right now? Like,
Yeah.
he needs to be in the other clubhouse.
I think for me, another funny experience was right after Boston. BK was sitting next to a guy at the Red Sox game, and allegedly the guy just kept saying, "Right there, right there,
Right there.
The
Put it
pitch
right
was
there.
right there.
Yeah, it was right
and
there.
when BK pitched that next series, he wouldn't stop saying
It
it.
was like a tick.
He struck a guy out.
Right there.
He's like, right there. Right. He's on the field. It was hilarious.
Hitters. Oh, it's so
It's like
funny,
every
dude.
week there's a new BK like antic.
That was going to be one of my next ones. Was what is the foot like the your guys? We have so many buzzwords and buzz phrases. What's your favorite one? Right there. Right there is pretty good. Right there.
Right
And then
there.
the Dan Campbell video that you made.
Yeah, there's an expletive, but there's a video of Dan Campbell on quarterback on Netflix. I think they just won their divisional game, and he's praying. Immediately gets up, drops an F bomb, and goes F yeah, like just super excited, and it's like it's a good meme, quality meme,
I
Danny
feel like
loves
I
that meme.
unintentionally started one with perhaps.
perhaps.
Perhaps and
Like,
correct.
Correct.
Yeah,
Com-
yeah,
correct.
completely unintentional. It's just kind of like things I say.
Yeah,
that's
it's
true.
just who you are, man.
And then
Just everything about you.
and then BK's little.
Or can you blame me?
Yeah, I guess for people that
We have
don't
so
know,
many.
B-
Yeah, you guys
BK
wouldn't get it. You had to be there.
BK is one of our better starters, and he is
All-star this year.
not a real human being at any point. Like no matter when you speak to him, and he'll literally throw a pitch that's a borderline ball or strike, and the umpire will call a ball, and he'll just be like,
For example, yesterday, BK started the first game of our doubleheader Tuesday. He, in a total of like 5 innings, threw 68 pitches and said that he was too tired to keep going. Took his shirt off and his pants off in the dugout because he was too hot. Threw up coming off the mound and went out there on accident without his glove. So if that doesn't tell you who BK is, I mean, that's the all-encompassing part of who that guy is. And he's an all-star.
Yeah.
I got another BK story. How about when we were in Troyes and this kid gets thrown out of the game and then proceeds to walk on the mound and keep pitching? And then,
Are we allowed to tell that story? I'm not sure.
Well,
Who cares? We got 2 weeks
Yeah,
left. So BK, this umpire was pretty bad. He was screwing us on a couple calls, especially on offense. And BK had clearly had enough, so he was giving it pretty good to this umpire. And the inning ends, the umpire looks in our dugout and goes, "I've had enough. You're gone." BK's
didn't know who he ejected.
didn't know who he ejected.
But the craziest part is BK looked at me, said, "That's three," and looked him in the eye.
Literally, the umpire saw who said it, but BK's pitching, so he just trots his happy butt back out there and starts throwing warm-up pitches. And the umpire's like, "All right, I threw somebody out. I'm pretty sure it's that guy pitching." And so, like, we do some talking, and then our pitching coach just ended up having to wear it and had to sit in the clubhouse because he's the one that said 3. He didn't. Classic.
And
BK.
almost got a fine and multiple game suspension because they were thinking that they brought up TrackMan information.
Yeah.
Dude.
So that would have been horrible for Decker. That would have been horrible.
That's another thing, too, where we have TrackMan in the dugout, and that's another thing. Like, hitters will come back in and, like, look and see if it's a strike or not, and I'm waiting. It's not going to happen, but I was waiting for at least one good time, just a hitter to literally show the iPad to the umpire. Like, you missed that. This is mine. All right, last one. What is the favorite game? What is your guys' favorite game that we played in this year? Win, loss, indifferent.
Win at Quebec.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
100%. It was sick to win in front of that many fans, beat what is pretty much the best team in the league, and have, like, be able to be in front of that many fans and, like, know you disappointed them was a good feeling.
I have 2. That one and another one.
I have 2.
All right.
One personal, one.
Your walk-off. It's not even close.
My personal was my walk-off. My whole family was there. Like,
that was so cool.
especially coming off being inactive and
Yeah,
like feeling
for sure.
like, okay, like
For sure.
all the work I put in has kind of come to fruition, and it was almost like a little of an FU in a way.
No doubt.
But as a team and like non-selfish game, Cam's last 2 games collectively.
Oh, well.
Just because I was rooting for him so hard, and I almost cared about his success in those games more than mine.
And I was gonna bring that up too, because you're not even the last game, the last 2 games. You and I have talked about it. That high five is gonna live on forever. But Cam, you can tell that story.
No, so I guess I told you guys are my core group there, but you guys knew more than anyone else that this was kind of like the last week I was going to play, and I really wanted to hit a home run and just call it right there. That'd be it for the season. That'd be the last taste in my mouth. So Saturday night game, had a couple hits, feeling pretty good. And we're facing this sidearm guy, and I'm like, oh man, like it ain't happening today. All of a sudden, he goes from over the top, throws me a cookie right down the middle, and I cranked this ball. And it's one of those where you sit at home, you watch it, and
You pimped it. Yeah.
I pimped it, thinking it was my last at bat. So I'm going to take my sweet time. So Danny's coaching first base.
First time I had coached first all day, and I'll do it like once or twice a game.
Yeah, and so he's coaching first base, and we lock eyes. It felt like it was slow motion, and I'm running by him. I can't remember what we said, but it was.
I know what you said. You run by me, you high five me, you go, I'm done.
Yeah, but it was just like the coolest like little moment,
cool,
like
dude.
the high five, just because like we got so close and like you knew everything that was going on, and and then I'm stepping on second base. I look in the bullpen, I give him one of these, like I'm done, whatever.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I'll never forget that.
I step on home plate, and Jalen Smith is standing there. He's another good buddy of mine, and he knew what was going on. And I looked at him like, should I be done? Like, should that be it? And then
I was waiting for you in the dugout to start hanging your jersey on the wall and then walking. Walking to the
well,
clubhouse.
it was tough because that made it a 5-4 game in the bottom of the 8th, and I'm like, we might win this game. Like, I'm not coming out. Like, screw that. I'm gonna keep playing just because I'm a gamer. So then I go home that night, and I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna play the Sunday game. Like, Brett told me I was gonna play. I'm doing it. And so the day starts off 0 for 2. Then I get a backside hit, and I come up in the bottom of the 9th. Nobody on, tie game. We're the home team. And I swing first pitch with the intent of I'm walking this game off. Like this ball is getting sent to the moon. This is going to be the coolest thing ever. Like all you guys knew that this was going to be it. Well, I hit a ball. I think it was like 105 or whatever to the third baseman line out.
Whacked it.
Didn't even take a step out of the batter's box. And I'm walking back and I'm like, well, if there's a way for it to end, I guess I hit it hard. Like whatever. And then fast forward in the league we're in, you do 10th inning, you go run around second base, 1 out or no out, whatever it may be. And then the 11th
rules, yeah.
The 11th inning is a sudden death, and the home team gets to pick whether you're choose offense or defense. And for some reason, Brett chose offense.
Yeah. So for sudden death, sorry to interrupt. For sudden death, 10th inning's regular rules. 11th inning is runner on first, 1 out. You get to pick whether you play offense or defense. So if you're on offense, if you score, you win. If you're on defense, you get 3 outs before they score, you win. It's a stupid rule, but it's the way we play. Continue.
Yeah. So I'm in the hole in the 11th inning. And fast forward to my bat, it's second and third, 3-1 count. And I'm just
it's first and second pass ball, and then it got to it, which is even better.
Pass ball, made it second and third. And I'm just praying in my head, don't intentionally walk me. Like, let me have this at bat. And I looked straight in their coach's eyes, and like he gave the catcher word, and he's like, let's go. And so I'm like, here we go. 3-1 count. Like, here comes a fastball. Like, don't get too big. I don't want to pop this up to the infield. I want to put the ball in play. Mm-hmm. And it was funny, like, before the game, I talked to E. I'm like, do you remember Derek Jeter's last home game? He hit the walk-off, and he's staying on first base, arms up in the air, right? So I hit this ball. It goes, pretty deep center field. And the feeling I got was like, I don't know. It was just like, here's my Jeter moment, right? So I step on first. Jalen scores. I stick my hands up. All the guys are running out, man. It just felt like it was like out of a movie, and it was just like the perfect way for my season to end, the way I wanted it to go. I don't know. I get goosebumps just thinking about it right now. Like those last 2 games were special. And then to share it with you guys, I think that made it even more special. Like you guys knew where I was at. You guys knew what was going on. Man, like it's hard not to get emotional about it, like it was just such a cool moment, so yeah,
bar none. And then the meme after with you cropping your face on a Derek Jeter doing hands up made it even better.
It was special.
A great moment.
It was funny too, like Elias, he mentioned like he was sitting there praying for me, like that, not to get a hit or nothing, but to feel calm, to feel like relaxed. And dude, that was probably the most relaxed I've ever felt stepping in the batter's box. Like, it was just such a weird, odd feeling. Like this might be it, like for my whole career. Yeah. But it felt like, I don't know. It was awesome the way it turned out. So
yeah, whether you're a believer or not, like that entire weekend was a God thing for sure. Yeah. Like the way it went down, the way it worked out for you, whether you hit the home run, you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be done. You play Sunday and it ends like that was 100% a God thing.
Yeah,
sure. Trust me, E was not the only one praying for you that entire weekend. So
yeah, and it was cool. Like I was on deck and I looked over at the dugout. Everyone was like, the way our dugout's laid out, there's no way to really be standing on top of the railing, but everybody like they crawled up there and were standing watching it, and like. After every pitch, I'd look into you guys. I don't know. It was just such a cool, special moment. So,
sure was. Well, you guys have given an hour and a half, way more than I thought we would go. But it's been honestly one of the best episodes we've done. It's been a privilege, and thank you guys for driving up here, you two, and then Cam hopping on from wherever the hell you are in Kentucky. So, thank you guys.
It's been fun. This is awesome. We need to make our own podcast whenever the time comes.
I love this. I feel pretty cool over here. Yeah. Got some headphones, microphone. I feel pretty good.
Bet you do.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for coming on. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you very much for having us. It was a great time.
All right. That was the episode. That was Steven DiTomaso, Elias Stevens, and Cam Masterman. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, a little bit longer, but really something that I enjoyed. I wanted to have these guys on and get their perspective. I know you guys don't really know them or probably have never heard of them, but really good baseball players, even better humans and friends of mine. As I mentioned, it was a lot of conversation, an hour and a half worth of stuff, but really fun to catch up with them and see some guys. Like I said with Cam, I haven't seen it in a little bit, but see these guys every day, get to interact with them and hear some stuff from their mouth and some really funny stories too about the guys that we play with and the places we've been over the last 4 months. But really hope you guys enjoyed. Be on the lookout for the next episode here in the next couple days, next couple weeks, and thank you guys for watching.